Welcome back to Glamour Unfiltered, hosted by me, Josh Smith. And today we're joined by the international global sensation herself. It's Anitta! Woo, 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 woo. You seem so in tune with your body. Like you're like, yeah, I'm in my skin, I love my skin, I'm working my body. But for you, what's your own journey with your idea of body image been like? How has that changed and shaped you?
So I have a lot of plastic surgeries, okay? It's not that I accept my imperfections because for example, satellites. That's something that I have more than oxygen inside me, more than water. I have satellites more than anything else in my body. And there's no such a treatment that can change this reality. There's no plastic surgery to take up facilities. So there's nothing I can do. I can do diets, which I hate. I can work out, which I also hate. So I'm not gonna have a life that I don't like just to take out my cellulites, you know? I prefer to live with that and accept it and say, okay, if you don't like it, it's your problem. I'm not gonna take this problem to me. So I prefer to be happy with this and don't care about and be like, okay, if you like, good. If you don't, bye, it's your problem, you know? I don't hide it. I don't feel like, oh my God, let me hide my cellulites because I just put it in the music video if people like, fine. If don't, fine too.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I think it's so important as well that you can be so honest about it as well, because I think there's so much judgment, like we're saying, that goes back into having plastic surgery, wanting to embrace your imperfections. Like there's still so much judgment around that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and people are always like, oh, love yourself, but they never say when they change to something, love yourself. Oh, but I didn't love, I did some plastic surgeries, but I'm not gonna say, but love yourself. I mean, love yourself. If you can change, good, go there and change it. Don't waste your time caring about. I have some friends that are like, oh, I wish I could change this or that, but I'm so afraid of what people are gonna say. And I'm like, what? You don't change because of what people are gonna say? I mean, you know, or when the person cannot change something, I just say, hey, just get the positive things of this, you know, get the positive side of the things that you don't like. I still have some things that I don't like on my body, but I don't get this, like, I'm not like, oh, I'm always like, okay, let me find a way to make it be positive somehow, you know? And I think it's important more on the internet because the internet make the teenagers and the young people feel like that. They don't feel the reality, the real life, you know? They have this, I think it's hard, this difficulty for them to look at the real life and understand that it's different things. The internet is one thing. Nobody's gonna post like, oh, today I woke up so sad. People are gonna post beautiful things. Yeah. They're not gonna post like, oh, today my lunch was a piece of egg because I had no time. No, yeah. They're posting beautiful things. So I always tell my audience to don't take internet life like real life, you know, it's different things.
It's your beauty, your rules, babe, at the end of the day, isn't it? Yes, that's what it's about. I love it.
I like to be honest with my people, you know.
One of the things I love about you is how you use your voice and your platform to raise issues and shed light on the issues that we all need to be talking about. And you are one seriously powerful human. And I think that needs to be celebrated more. What for you do you think you're the proudest of shedding a light on?
You know what? I wasn't like that before. I didn't know that my voice or my social medias or that it could change something, you know. I didn't realize that, even because you are always seeing so many bad comments on the internet that you don't feel like you have this power or you can change something in some history, you know. And then it was the last elections for president here in Brazil, and the audience started to ask me like a position. So who are you gonna vote for? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna say anything. And I realized how much these people care about influential or potential people's opinion. And then when I realized that, I started to study about it, because I don't like to get involved or to say something that I don't know how to get the conversation till the end, you know. I like to know everything that I'm talking about, because if you ask me 100 questions about the subject, I'm gonna go till the end talking to you like, yeah, that's it, that's it, that's it. So I try to use my social media to give some voice for it. You know, I have these millions and millions of followers, so I think I can use this for a good reason, you know.
Oh my God, 100%. You were saying that you haven't always been this vocal with your voice and
Yeah.
used your voice to this level. For
Yeah.
you, going through your life, what have been some kind of hurdles or stumbling blocks you've come up against where you've been like, oh, maybe I won't use my voice in this situation, but you wish you had, or kind of like social constructs and sexism that stopped you from using your voice in the way that you are now?
Yeah, definitely. When I see something wrong, like for example, right now the government in my country sucks completely. So they are always messing up things and doing bad stuff, like homophobic uh, talks, and even the president and the decisions that he takes for the Amazon, for our forests, for our nature. When I see things like that, when it involves um, social causes like LGBT community, or the environment thing, that I think our country has such an amazing nature. We have the power to be like one of the biggest countries in the world, because look at the size that we have, look at our nature, look at how blessed we are with all of these different kinds of environments. And it looks like the government doesn't give a shit about it, you know. They're just caring about making money, money, money for themselves and not for the country. So when I see things like that, I really like to get involved.
For you as well, what do you think sitting here today is the most pressing issue for you?
I think that people judge a lot when you decide to be like, I decided when I once, since I was a little kid, I was like that, you know. I have my opinion, I say whatever I want to say, I like to dance, I like to, even when I was a kid, I used to like to have like little shorts and tops, you know. I was like that since I remember myself alive, you know. So as I decided to get this position, I feel like people don't respect, or they don't feel like you can be talented or intelligent or respected if you decide to be sexy or dance or just speak about or talk about sex like openly. And that's the biggest issue that I feel, when people are like, oh, okay, she got everything that she has with her ass. And I say, okay, try to go there and get everything that I have with your ass. So let's see what happens, you know?
I think something you picked up on there, which is so interesting, is these outdated views that we still have on women globally, when it's like, you can't dress in a certain way and be, you know, successful. You always have these reductive stereotypes that are placed on you. And I think for you as well, when you came out and you were very honest about being bisexual and all that kind of stuff, and all the reductive stereotyping that comes with that, how have you dealt with that?
Well, I try to think about all of the things that I've done. You know, every time that I see people underestimating me on something, I try to think about all of the things that I've done that nobody has done. Uh, Coming from the place that I've came from, like I grew up in a favela area, you know, surrounded by these things that if you're not born rich here in Brazil, you don't even get the chance or good opportunities to learn language or arts, music, culture, it's so hard.
Mm.
So when I see this kind of behave, I don't have. I used to have to be more patient about it, and I think that now, after the time is passing, I feel like I'm not that patient anymore. So I'm a little bit of aggressive with when I face people underestimating me or judging me by like, oh, you're a woman, oh, she shakes her ass.
If you could sit the you down who was starting out at the beginning of your career on this Zoom call, and I was you starting out at the beginning of your career, what would you want to say to her right now?
I wouldn't say anything because I think it's important for me to commit mistakes so I can learn. I think there is nothing better than learning with the mistakes. I've learned a lot with the mistakes that I've done. And for example, I would have said, don't trust everybody, because I trust everybody. There's a funny story. There was this flight attendant that he was so sweet with me. I was going to Miami, from Brazil to Miami, and there was this flight attendant that he was so sweet, and I really liked him. And but I have this thing on me that I always get people into my house. I always help everyone. I don't ask anything in charge. It's my way to be. Since I was a little girl and I had zero money, I was like that. So there was this flight attendant, and my mom was like pissed because it was being a time that some people fucked me up from the back, and I was really sad. But I met this flight attendant, and I loved him. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet. Give me your phone number. And he was like, you're asking me my phone number? And I was like, yeah, you're sweet. And he was like, he gave me his phone number. And like after 1 week, he was in my house, and I introduced him to my mom. And my mom was like, who is this person? And I was like, he's a sweet flight attendant that I just met. And my mom was like, you have to stop, because then after you bring these people home, you help these people, and after these people are bad with you, you cry with us. After now, it's been like 3 years, and this flight attendant is her best friend. He became to be her best. He's not even my best friend anymore. I mean, we still talk, but they are together every week. She loves him more than anything. So when I was a little girl, I used to do this. I used to be like that too. And my family, they always told me, don't trust everybody. Don't trust everybody. And that would be the same advice I would give to myself as a little girl. Don't trust everybody, because I've been into very bad situations because I trusted people. But also, when we get the chance to have a good moment, like giving my mom a best friend, which she didn't have before, it's so good. And I prefer to go living a life and having my face broken sometimes in exchange of some other times we having good moments.
Yeah, I love it, babe. It's been amazing talking to you. You're the queen.